What's up guys, I'm PsyclopsKD and I'll be your guide today as we showcase the abilities of Feria Shen. She's a decent survivor in solos, but she really shines in team modes where she can protect her teammates and cause trouble for her enemies. Feria's skill, Gunplay, is a defensive ability with a 25-second cooldown that lets her leap backwards out of danger with a short-range golden focus blast. This blast deals a small amount of damage and can be used while under attack. The direction of the backflip will always be away from the direction you're facing. The blast will still hit enemies behind you if they're close enough, as the blast affects an area around Feria, not just in front of her. Unlike some other defensive skills, Feria's skill interrupts golden focus attacks, such as Dragon Flurry from Nunchucks. Next is Feria's first skill variation, Scattershot. This one-of-a-kind skill grants Feria a large forward dash that damages any enemies around her on a 20-second cooldown. Since Scattershot's movement is based on where you're aiming, it has the potential for many situational offensive or defensive uses. The forward movement can be cancelled with dodge, crouch, or jump. If your opponent is in the air when hit with Scattershot, they will be carried along with Feria's movement. This mechanic is great for extending combos and allows for insanely high damage potential. I'll show a few easy combos here to get you started. Feria's basic Scattershot setup will allow her to get a free focus attack with most weapons. The structure is as follows. Start with a horizontal attack, followed by a crouch vertical into aerial horizontal. Activate skill, dodge forward, and charge focus attack. This universal formula should get you started, but the possibilities are endless. With dual blades, we can dodge to the side and charge horizontal into vertical. For longsword, vertical confirms crouch vertical, and we can get more damage with crouch vertical, grapple, charge vertical. Keep trying new things and see what combos you can come up with. Last is Feria's second skill variation, Aim. Aim has a 20-second cooldown, and when activated, Feria performs a short-range backwards leap away from the current crosshair direction. After a set distance, she stops in place, protected by golden focus, and aims down the side of her gun to fire a moderate damage shot, silencing all enemies in the blast radius. When aiming while on the ground, your aim sensitivity will be used. However, if you use the skill to be suspended in the air, your view sensitivity will be used. The silence only lasts for 3 seconds, so make sure to use it wisely to stop a crucial enemy ability at the right time. Now that we've gone over Feria Shen's skill variations, let's look at her ultimates. For Mech Mayhem, Feria will summon Trouble, her giant mech, directly on her location as she hops in the pilot seat and gains access to a unique set of moves. The mech has an energy bar with 3 segments, which slowly fills over time. Its health also slowly fills over time after a few seconds of not taking damage. The horizontal attack input will fire the mech's fully automatic swarm cannons, and hitting enemies with the swarm cannons fills the energy bar faster. Using the swarms while airborne initiates a soft glide. The vertical attack input enters cannon mode, where the mech plants itself onto the ground, puts a protective barrier over its front, and changes the horizontal attack input to fire an explosive shot. This transformation can be used to stomp on enemies and sets up a confirmed cannon shot. Each cannon shot will expend 1 stored energy segment, if available, to empower the explosion, granting extra damage and knocking the victim down. The mech's health scales with the rarity of Feria Shen's armor, and the attack damage scales with the rarity of her weapon, so make sure the Feria on your team gets good equipment. The front of Feria's mech leaves her exposed to damage from ranged weapons, certain melee attacks, and even Tianhai grabs. To be mindful of this weakness, use cannon mode or turn the mech away to protect Feria's body while she's inside. You can use heals while inside the mech. With Ultimate, the mech gains access to a new skill with 2 charges that launches them into the air. This can be useful for repositioning, chasing, or just causing chaos from above. For first ultimate variation, the mech has increased health because it gains access to a new skill that sacrifices mech health over time to heal Feria's armor, as well as providing a damage reduction buff for teammates in the area. The skill can be cancelled by activating it a second time and only has a 3-second cooldown before it can be activated again. This brings us to Feria's second ultimate variation. Instead of calling the mech down directly on her location and getting in, she's allowed to select a target on the ground where she wants to place a beacon. When the beacon lands, it will deal damage and knockback to nearby enemies. Knockback is always away from the beacon. You can use this knockback to confirm extra damage. The beacon can be activated by Feria or her teammates, and whoever activates the beacon will take control of Feria's mech, with access to the ultimate Skyward Launch skill. This version of the mech will have reduced health, increased damage, and extra energy gain from swarm attacks. It is wise to equip Feria with talent glyphs that increase your rage gain, so you can get more frequent access to your ultimate form. Feria plays a flexible role in team comps such as with Tianhai and Yueshan, or with Zai and Matari. By completing cultivation quests, Feria unlocks her second and third skill and ultimate variations, as well as immortal treasures and Feria's unique character avatar. Overall, Feria Shen is a character with a high skill ceiling and near unlimited potential for outplaying your opponent with creativity and style. Huge thanks to Naraka for letting me show off such a fun and exciting character. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!